It is called Common Core, and the idea behind it is reasonable. States working together to create national standards for education. Standards that are designed to be robust and relevant in the real world. Well, it sounds good. So why is there growing opposition in Ohio and around the country to Common Core? Ben has the reality check you won't see anywhere else.
Well, chances are you may not have heard of Common Core before, and yet Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana have all adopted the Common Core state standards. Go to the website, and here's what you'll find. Common Core is focused on two things: mathematics standards and English language arts standards. It was created by the National Governors Association Center for Best Practices and the Council of Chief State School Officers. So this isn't some federal unfunded mandate, and all of it sounds good, right? So why is there growing opposition in Ohio and across the nation to Common Core? The group Ohioans Against Common Core say that what the public has been told about this initiative so far is not the truth. For instance, even though the National Governors Association is behind the initiative, it's not actually state-led. The Common Core standards were initiated by private interests in Washington, D.C., not from state lawmakers. The National Governors Association and the Council of Chief State School Officers are both D.C.-based trade associations. In fact, the majority of the creative work was done by a group called Achieve Incorporated. It's a progressive nonprofit group based out of D.C. and received a lot of funding from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Okay, so Common Core wasn't created by the states, but 45 states in the country have adopted it, so it has to be a good thing, right? Well, even though the National Governors Association is cited as the author of Common Core, the feds have had a big hand in it. The Department of Education helped to create Common Core, poured hundreds of millions of dollars into two consortia that are creating national tests aligned with Common Core. And the states that adopted it, well, they did so to remain eligible for Race to the Top federal funding. So with the feds involved, what does Common Core actually mean for states? Well, for starters, Common Core establishment no longer claims that the standards are internationally benchmarked. Their website now states they're informed by the standards of other countries, though there's no definition of informed by. It means streamlined curriculum created not by the states, but by private associations and nonprofits in Washington, D.C. The Fordham Institute, a proponent of Common Core, admits that several states had standards that were superior to CC, and that many states had standards at least as good. Common Core has been described by many as a, quote, race to the middle. Well, what this means for you is that ultimately Common Core means that states will, over time, give up control over curriculum in their schools. States are not allowed to change any of the Common Core standards. Common Core says, well, look, they're not about curriculum, they're only about those standards. And yet those two testing consortia being funded by the U.S. Department of Education have admitted in their grant applications that, yeah, in fact, they would use the money to develop curriculum models for the nation. And that is Reality Check.
You can find the sources for the story posted on our website, fox19.com. If you'd like to make your voice heard, head over to Ben's Facebook page. It's easy to find it. Just search Ben Swan.